All right, everybody, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour, we are going to be talking about an interesting topic. We're going to be discussing English language globalization. Okay, whether or not it's a good thing. Okay, whether or not you agree with it, things like that. Okay. And which is interesting because we are at an English learning school, and you know, our lives are kind of focused around well, in here, you know, I mean, I teach English and you guys are here to learn English, but I want to know how you guys feel about it. Okay, do you feel okay that it's necessary for getting another job? You know, why is that? Okay, are you leaving your own language behind, or you know what it is? You know, things like that. So we'll be talking about some of those items here. Okay, when we do these type of classes, I like to go over some vocabulary words. So we learn some new vocabulary words. We read through a short article, and then we answer some questions. Okay, so that's the goal here for the class this hour. The link, let me see if they fixed the chat. Yay, they fixed it. Okay, good. So the link to the sheet we'll be taking a look at is in the chat box right now. Go ahead and open that up. Okay, and let's see who we have in class. Anne, how are you?
Hello. Now it's Roman. I'm great, thank you.
What? Is this the other half of Anne? Roman, are you Anne's boyfriend or husband?
No, I have a husband, and
okay.
This is our family account, so we.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's why it's Anne Roman.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, good to have you here.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. How about let's see, Luis? Welcome back. Luis, can you hear me okay? All right, how about Michael?
Yes, hello.
Hi there, Michael. How are you?
Doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Russell, welcome back.
Thank you.
Hi there. Let's go to, let's see, Andre. Andre?
Hello, Chad. This is Luis. I opened my Hangout, and this is very slow, but now it's
okay. No worries. Awesome. Welcome back to class, Luis. Let's see, Andre. Can you hear me okay? Oh, not so much. Okay. Excellent. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our sheet. Okay, and I will be staying in the Verbling chat. Okay, so Andre, if you can't hear anything, let me give you a tip. If you can see. Okay, if you can't hear, watch the screen. So and Andre, go up here to your settings. Okay, you can choose between your microphone, okay, and your speakers. All right, that's one way of fixing the problem. Other than that, can't help you. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and take a look here, you guys. All right, so English globalization, that is our topic for this hour. Let's take a look at our vocabulary review. We are on page number 2, and we are going to be reading through these words and matching them with the definitions on the right-hand side. Okay, let's see. Let's start off with Roman. Roman, please read number 1 and tell me which definition you believe that belongs, or it belongs to.
You mean native?
Yes, the word native.
Native, just a minute, I try.
Okay, if you need, I can use it in a sentence as well.
Yeah, I know definition. Native, it's belong to a special nation, but I I try to find definition in here.
Okay, yeah, you got it. You know exactly what it is. It's I. Check out I.
Worldwide?
Check out letter I.
Yes, born in belonging to a certain place. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
you knew exactly what it was. Great job. Good job with your vocabulary. Let's go to our next word. This is number 2, and this is for Luis. Luis, number 2, please.
Estimate.
Okay, and that would be pronounced estimate. The ATI is pronounced as an IT, estimate.
Estimate.
Okay, good. And what do you believe estimate would mean?
Give an idea of the approximate size, number, etc.
Okay. Yeah, give an idea of the approximate size or number. Okay. Well, can you give me an estimate? Yes, it will cost you $100 for me to clean up. Number 3. Number 3 is for Michael.
Skill. Ability to do something.
All right, good. Ability to do something. All right, yeah. Excellent. Number 4 is for Rosal.
Yes. Currently, I think now at the present time.
Yes, so now at the present tense. Or not present tense, present time.
Time, yes.
Oh, goodness. Too much grammar, you guys. I can't. I say present and I automatically think present tense instead of present time. Oh, geez. Okay, very good. Let's go to number 5. Number 5 is for Andre. Andre, can you hear me?
Hello, Chad.
Hey, how are you?
I can. I had some troubles with my sound.
Okay, no problem. Number 5, that one is for you.
I need to find definition for expert.
Yes, over on the right-hand side over here. Okay, so find the definition for expert.
A person with a special knowledge or skill.
Okay, yes, a person with special knowledge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can be an expert in any field. Okay, you can be an expert at picking up trash, or an expert at explaining the psychosis of a mentally ill patient. Okay, so there's different ways to be an expert. Okay, number 6 is for Roman.
Okay, predict. Say what will happen in the future.
Okay, yeah, so say what will happen in the future. Okay, K. Oops. Okay, good. Number 7. Number 7 is for Luis.
Compete.
Yeah, good. So compete.
Person with special knowledge or skill.
Okay, that is actually an expert. Someone that has the special knowledge or skill, that is an expert. But compete, all right, right now, what's going to be happening in Brazil in the next this next year?
The World Cup.
World Cup. What happens in the World Cup?
It's a competition.
It's a competition. Where does the word competition come from? The word compete.
Compete.
Okay, so try and find a definition of the word compete there. Take a look all the way at the bottom, the last one there.
Last one.
Try to win or be better than someone else.
Yeah, try to win or be better than someone else. So when we compete, we're trying to win, right? That's the whole purpose of a competition. Okay, to win, to be better than someone else. Okay, compete. All right?
What is the word for a person who develop very well a word?
Develop what
It's,
very well?
it's very close to compete. In Spanish, say competente.
Oh,
I
it's
don't know.
competent. Competent.
Okay.
Yeah, just it's very similar to the Spanish word.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
competent.
Competent. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, all right, no problem. Number 8. Number 8 is for Michael.
Global. I don't know what is that.
Global.
I know. It's A, worldwide.
All right. I was going to say, okay. All right, so yeah, worldwide. Very good.
Where you live? On Earth. What is that?
All right, very good. Rosso,
Yes.
number 9, please. Number 9.
Yeah. Local. It's local for sea in the area.
Okay, good. In
Yeah,
the area.
local. Yeah, in the area for a small area, but global for the wide area.
Yeah, global for the
Yeah.
worldwide. Okay?
Yeah.
Local is going to be in your neighborhood.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, in your neighborhood. That's
Or,
what local is going to mean.
Or inside the country, and you're inside your borders, your country. The number meaning local. National.
Let's see. That would be national.
Yeah.
Okay. Local is going to be probably city.
City, yeah, city.
So you can say something is local if it is in your city.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be an easy way to remember that. If it's in your country, national.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's go to number 10. Number 10 is for Andre.
Encourage, give support or confidence to help. It's D.
Oh, okay, give support right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So encourage. Okay, I encourage you to keep trying, to keep learning English. Okay, to give support, confidence. All right. Number 11 is for Roman.
Number 11 version. It's letter H, a form that is different from the original.
Okay, yeah, so different version. Okay, so if you watch TV in English or on movies or whatnot, and it's like a cop or a detective series, they'll say, yeah, we interviewed these people, but they are all giving us different versions of what happened. Okay, different versions. That would mean they all have different stories. They all have a different idea of what happened. Okay, so that's what that word means, version. Okay, let's go to 12. This is for Luis. 12.
Adapt. It's a B, change to fit a new use or situation.
Okay, good. Yeah, so B, change to fit a new use or situation. Adapt. Okay. And our last word, number 13. This is for Michael.
Lucrative, how to pronounce?
Lucrative.
Lucrative. So it's profitable, bringing money.
So yeah, if something is lucrative, that means that it is making money. Okay. If it is not lucrative, that means the company is losing money. Okay. So yeah, lucrative. Excellent. Okay. Any questions about our vocabulary words? Yes.
Lucrative. This is the synonym of profitable.
Yes. A lucrative business, a profitable business.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard about this word. I never heard this word.
Yeah, it's a great word. So something you're not going to work for free because you want your job to be lucrative. Okay, you want to make money from doing your job. You want to be able to feed your family, pay your rent, okay, buy things, enjoy life a little bit, right? So you want your job to be lucrative, right? If it's not lucrative, you're working for free. Okay. All right, excellent. Let's go. Let's scroll up. Okay, and we'll read through this short article. Okay, starting with Rosal.
Yes.
Rosal, please read the first paragraph here.
Okay. Yeah. Mm.
Okay, go ahead and read that.
Yeah. Today the English language is spoken as a second language by more people than ever before. In 2006, for every native English speaker, there were estimated to be 3 non-native English speakers.
Okay, very good. Let's go to Andre. Please read the next paragraph.
Okay. English is now the language of business, computer technology, and skilled employment worldwide. Currently, hundreds of millions of people, especially in China and India, are learning to speak English, many of them in small local language schools. Experts predict that 3 billion people will speak English as a second language by 2016.
Okay, very good. Our next paragraph, please, Roman.
Okay. Many non-English speaker countries now start to teach their children English in school at a younger age. This is not only help their children to learn English, but also get better jobs when they are older. A country that has workers who have both English and computer skills is better able to compete in the global marketplace.
All right, fabulous. Let's go to Luis. The next paragraph.
English is also the language of the internet. Many people work in the field of internet technology, while many others use the internet to help them do their jobs or to improve their English skills.
All right, very good. Let's go to Michael, I believe, is next.
Yeah, as more non-native speakers have learned English, words from local languages have become mixed with it. For example, Span English, a mix of Spanish and English, is now spoken in the United States and Mexico. Mexico or Mexico?
Mexico.
Mexico. High English, a mix of Hindi and English, is becoming more common in India.
Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, let's go to Rosal.
Yes.
Next paragraph.
Okay. In fact, some experts think that people would one day speak one kind of English at home, another at work or school, and a third while traveling or talking to international visitors. Other experts believe that countries should encourage local versions of English.
Okay, very good. And our last paragraph here, please. Andre?
Okay. Some native English speakers are upset at these changes. However, they will have to adapt to them because the globalization of English has become a fact of life. The highly lucrative English as a second language teaching industry, and the demand for native English speakers will continue to grow for some time to come.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Thank you, guys. Let's see here. I want to start off by we'll go around and I want to find out your opinions about this. Are you happy about this? What has been your experience with English? Why have you decided to learn English for hobby, for work, for whatever it may be? Yeah, so what are your goals with it? Okay, so let's start off with Roman. So tell me about your opinions on this article, please.
I totally agree with this article because I traveled a lot and will travel in future, and I can state that English is a worldwide language because people, for example, in India, a lot of local people know English. I was wondering about it because in my country, actually, not many people know English than in India, where a level of education much lower than in my country. And in other countries, many people speak in English, and I think it's really second English for.
And many people speak English and think. We don't need the S there. Okay, and think. Okay.
And think. Thank you. I think this article is really true. And vote now, it's very interesting because, for example, United States and English, it's not so big countries, but English language has become worldwide. It's very interesting because there are countries, for example, India and China, which population much bigger than
larger, much larger.
Larger, thank you. Yes. So, and English in this case, I think English is an easy language. That's why it became so popular in the world.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you. How about Luis? Luis, what's your opinion about this article?
Well, as a result of the globalization, many people need to speak a second language, like English, in this case, because the English is considered like the business language, right?
Okay.
For example, if you can get a better job with a very good salary, you maybe need to speak two languages like English or Spanish or Mandarin or something like that, because the industry now is demand people who are bilingual.
Bilingual.
Bilingual. This is the reason that's very important to know maybe 1, 2, or at least 3 different languages. But I don't agree with the mix with the 2 different languages like Spanish or English. But it is true. If you go to Mexico, maybe in the south or United States, all the people speak Spanish because, for example, they don't say tocineta, they say bacon. Or can you give me tú puedes darme un ride, for example.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, and I start to mix the 2 different languages, and this is not very polite, or is not very good in my personal opinion. Yeah.
Well, because you start to lose your own language, okay? And so I'm from Arizona, which borders Mexico, and so hearing ride, okay, or ride, all the time, like it's really funny. And also troque, okay, is another one they use for truck.
Exactly. I I live in Canada and people speak English, but it's maybe multicultural people living here. And
Yeah.
I had some friends, they are from the El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if the people is thinking too quiet with the job, they said, I go to quiquear for renunciar. They say quiquear. I said, what is that?
That's funny.
O say trainear for
For training.
entrenar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for training.
vamos
Holy
a
cow.
trainear. And I said, oh, it's very sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the thing is that when you have children that are growing up in that type of environment, they start to learn those words instead of the actual word in the language. So, okay, very good. Let's go to Michael. Michael, what is your opinion about this article?
I think English, yes, is a popular language. So people learn this language because it's kind of maybe not difficult. It's easy to learn. If I learned, I think it's not so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also, if you want to work in a company that works in two countries or maybe at multinational level or international level, so in those companies, yeah, can I say?
Yeah, in those companies, in
Yeah,
those types of companies, you could say as well. That may be better.
in those types of companies, you need to speak at least English, because when you will speak with some partners, colleagues from other countries, they would speak with you in English, because maybe they are from France, you are from Spain, so you cannot speak French, they cannot speak Spanish. So you both maybe speak at lower level of English, but you can understand each other at that lower level. So
Yeah,
this
so
is
they tend to do that, and so it may be a medium, right?
what
And
is medium.
a medium or an intermediary, so a place where you guys can meet linguistically or with languages, okay, without having to without it being so complicated. Because you're right, English, okay, for some people is not very difficult. Okay, you've studied really hard, and you've improved a lot, Michael. You really have. Yeah, and you'll continue improving, right? And and so it's a place where you guys can meet on a middle ground. Okay, saying, okay, well, I know Spanish, you know Mandarin Chinese. Okay, I can't learn Chinese. It's one of the most difficult languages out there, but we can both learn English and communicate that way. So yeah, I think you make a valid point there. Okay.
Yeah, and for example, if you work in a company, if you are, so for example, you finished your study or you work, and you may want a better salary, you may apply to those types of companies that work national, international, and they first will see if you could pass the interview that would be in English with them. So it's very important to speak at the lower level, intermediate level, maybe so they would see that you are capable to understand them, and they are capable to understand you. So, and you would have a good, better salary. So this is it. If you know English at the moment, you kind of have more opportunities.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Thank you, Russell. What do you think? What's your opinion about this article?
Yeah, I think the language, English language, is very important for everybody because you know the English is the English language of the world, so you can speak with anybody from different nationality with in English language, so you can get many information. Okay. many information from
Instead of
different
many information, you can get a lot of
a lot.
information.
Yeah, you can get a lot of information about a lot of countries, and the English language is used for computer technology, so you can improve your uh, your skills in computer.
Hmm.
So that's mean you can work.
That means.
That means
Yeah, you would say
okay.
that's means. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
that means. Only drop the s off of that and add it to the to mean. Okay,
Okay, thank
good.
you. That means you can get a good job in every place in the world because you have good information in computer and you good in English language. Okay,
Okay.
and I think not just in job. And when you want to continue your studying like a master and a PhD, uh, you can go to America to Japan to China and speak with them in English. I think many a lot of universities in the world they speak in English. The
Hmm.
conversation between the student in English,
Hmm.
so you can get the get so you can study in different country. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great. Thank you very much. And let's go to Andre. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I agree with the main point of this article that to have English speaking skills, not speaking and reading and other skills are very important, and it is important in business and your career. You can have a higher job position and all the advantages of speaking English. And in my opinion, that English must be, you must teach English kids from the early ages, so they could
Okay.
not,
Teach English to kids.
two kids. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, two kids in the early ages would be fine.
In the early ages, so they could grab not only grammar but a good pronunciation and speaking skills.
Okay.
And of course, it helps to use internet. So I think the most of the sites in the websites in the internet use English language.
Okay.
And but I think that countries it is not a good practice to make the regional English like Spanglish, Hinglish.
Okay.
They forgot about Ranglish. It's a Russian English in our country. Yeah.
All right.
So that's my point. That
Okay.
it's not enough in nowadays. It's not enough to speak English, but you have to know language like Spanish and other languages, I think.
Now, okay, thank you. Now, how do you guys feel? And we'll go on to some other questions, but I've always thought this was interesting. I know Spanish. Spanish is the other language that I know, and I hope to be able to learn Portuguese, maybe Italian as well. We'll see how much time I have to be able to do it. But at a time when I learned Spanish. And I'm pretty fluent in it. I can hold a good conversation with someone and talk pretty much about anything, unless you get into like serious medical topics or legal topics. That I get lost. right? But yeah, a normal everyday conversation, buying things, going to the store, having fun with people, jokes and stuff like that. I can handle all that. So what is your guys' opinion of and we could say Americans and also British, because I don't know, I would say more Americans don't know a second language than Canadians or British. That's just from what I've seen. British know more languages, or can know more languages because they have so many other people around them. The Canadians, French, okay, and then Americans, I just think are lazy. I just think they don't pay enough attention to other languages. What are your guys' opinions about people who know English? Do you think that they should also learn another language, like Spanish or like Chinese or Russian or things like that? Do you guys feel that that is necessary as well? Let's start off with
Yes.
Roman.
Um, yes, it's a very interesting question. Uh, from my perspective, I know that foreign people, maybe it's more European people, have tendency to learn other languages,
Hmm.
because it's usually people who maybe are retired, and they study another other languages for improving their memory skills.
Sure.
Uh, yes, as I know with tendency. Uh, I can't tell about it. I can't tell it about American people and Canadian people, because I think I don't know a lot of American people, but I know a few Canadians, and I think they lazy about it
Yeah.
because
Our schools in America that teach languages are crap.
and mm, lifestyle of American people quite different from people of another countries.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's why I think American people don't like to learn other languages. It's my
Okay.
opinion.
All right. All right. And it's okay, you guys. You're not going to hurt my feelings, even though I'm American. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So, go ahead, Luis. Your turn here. What's your opinion about people who are native speakers of English learning other languages?
In my personal opinion, I think that everything for native English speaker is easier because in other countries the hospitality industry is hiring people who knows at least English.
The
Uh,
hospitality
hos-
industry.
Hospitality industry.
Uh huh.
Um, and it is easier for people who speak English because they have no very troubles in outside the countries like Canada or United States,
Hmm.
and everything is easier for them. And
Yeah.
this is the
People.
reason that people maybe is lazy, or I don't know, is maybe doesn't matter to learn another language because it's easier only speak English, and the people around the world is maybe uh, accommodate the situation or
Yes,
uh,
I believe you're right. They accommodate to them
to them.
instead of saying, "Hey, guess what? You're in Costa Rica. Speak Spanish." I don't know. It's a frustrating thing for me, but
Yeah.
I agree. They accommodate to people who speak English, and it's for business. They probably get a lot more business if they have people that speak English, and that makes sense to me as well. Okay, I just think English speakers, native English speakers as a whole, are typically lazy when it comes to learning other languages. So okay, how about Michael? What do you think?
In my opinion, here's another situation. No, I do not think that they are lazy, but I think here's a situation that of globalization. So usually companies come from United States to the world,
Hmm.
and not vice versa, from the world to United States. I mean, big companies, multinational companies. So people, when you learn a language, you need to learn this language. For example, I learn from better job opportunities, maybe.
Hmm.
Other people the same. Maybe our people for tourist purposes, to
Okay.
travel somewhere.
Hmm.
But American people, why they do not learn? Because they kind of do not need to learn this language, new languages. They only learn when they need. I mean, if they would go to work in Russia or maybe in France, so they would start to learn that language because their job would be in that country.
Hmm.
But if they work, for example, only in United States or only in Canada or only with United Kingdom, so why they should learn another language? It's not necessary for them. For example, if I would live in the United States and I would work there, why
Hmm.
should I learn French, for example? I do not need it. With who I would speak this language in the United States? If all people speak, let's say, at the intermediate level, at least English in the United States, at least. I mean, that in the United States, many people from other countries, they immigrated.
Well, it's the same thing. Um, so I've gotten jobs. I've gotten contracting jobs when I was living in the States, as an interpreter, not as an official interpreter, not like legalizing documents or anything like that. My Spanish is not that good, okay? But I've gotten extra jobs, and I've gotten jobs because I'm bilingual. Okay, there was a time when I was younger. Okay, after I got back from Argentina, where it was in the United States they needed nurses. They needed male nurses. Not only that, they needed male nurses who spoke Spanish, and they were willing to pay a lot of money for it. Okay,
Yeah,
and
so
and so I was going to do that, but the wait was so long, and I'm very impatient, and so I was like, oh, that's what I was going to do. Now, and also, I mean, other languages and things like that. I mean, people will pay extra money if you know other languages, um, but I think you have a valid point there. If they're not planning on going anyplace else, okay, why learn another language? Or if, like Luis was pointing out, if they do travel someplace and the people accommodate to them, they're like, well, they speak English here. I mean, that's great. I can hire a tour guide, and they can take me wherever I need and translate for me. That sounds great. You know that people are accommodating to them, and so they don't do it, and so which then fuels the need not to learn a language even more.
and why you learned Spanish? Because you saw that in job advertisement or where you search job, you saw that they need bilingual Spanish speaker. But if you would not see that, you would not learn Spanish. I
Um,
mean,
I I learned Spanish because I was living in a country, and I went there on like a service mission for a church I belong to, and so I was there for a couple of years, and that's why I did. So I was working alongside people that were native speakers, and it was easier for me to do it. And I had always been interested in languages. Most of my friends, so right now, I have friends that speak Spanish, Chinese, Russian, Icelandic, French. Let's see. I already said Chinese, Japanese. I've got a friend who speaks Japanese. So it may have just been my friends. It may have just been my culture, the people that I hung around. We were all sort of interested in languages, and yeah, it may sound weird, but I guess I don't know. But yeah, that was I had a lot of friends that were interested in languages, and they went and lived in different countries for a bit. Me being the same. So kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Okay, let's go to Rosso. Rosso, what do you think about native English speakers learning other languages and why they don't?
Mm, I think actually in for interesting when you want to learn another language and you are native speaker English, and I think you are interesting for learning two or three another language like Chinese, like French, like Spanish, for interesting to read the stories and to watch movies. Okay,
Hmm.
but but this is and but but when you will use with who with who will speak that language, I think this is difficult because difficult to learn it, because I think we don't meet a lot of people to speak this language that you wanted to learn. And if you want to go to trip and to get the job another country,
Hmm.
okay, you if
You
you
learn it?
want to learn,
Okay.
yeah, but I think
Okay. Not
English
not
is
not
good.
big of a deal. Okay. English is good. All right. And let's go to Andre.
Yes, I think one of the reason maybe that natives don't learn uh, other languages. Maybe this is one reason because it is international language.
Okay.
So they don't have motivation to learn because they can travel and speak English in other countries.
Hmm.
But I think it's not about that Americans and Britons, Canadians are lazy. Uh, I think that in Russia we have two people who don't know English, maybe
Hmm.
who know English good. So it's a matter of motivation, personal motivation.
Okay.
I know that in America, in US, uh, the Spanish language is very popular, and you learn it from school. Uh, so because you have Mexico and other South American countries in a
Hmm.
neighborhood. So
Yeah.
and I know many Americans. I often I watch YouTube channels of I think it's Moses McCormick, Steve Kaufman. It's a Canadian, I think, polyglots. So
Okay.
I know examples of Americans who are polyglots. So it depends on the person who want to study. It's personal motivation to learn.
Yeah, and it's interesting because um, outside of where I live, like if I were to go to Arizona or I mean even if I was in Denver or something like that, and uh, people would actually be surprised that I'm fluent in Spanish. Spanish people, okay, so Latins living in the United States, okay, are surprised that a big white guy knows how to speak Spanish. Um, and it's always surprising to them. They're like, you know my language. I was like, yes, I know your language. Let's talk. What do you need? You know, and it's interesting at times that how much of a surprise it is. I wanted to ask that question mainly to get opinions of what you guys thought. About the other side of why we don't look at we don't learn other languages as much as other countries do. Okay, I've been surprised here on Verbling. I had one student. Oh my goodness, she knew like 5 languages. I was like, man, you are my hero. That is great. You know, but yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, let's see if we can knock out some of these topics here. So we'll go to number 1, and this will be for Roman. Roman, it says, at what age do you think children should begin to study a second language in school?
Oh, I don't know really. I think. Tell me please, what age for start teaching at school in the USA? Because in my country, children start to learn to go to school at 6 years old.
Typical in the United States is 5.
It's 5 years.
Yeah.
In my country, modern parents make their children study English, I think, in 4 years, 5 years.
Okay. So starting at about
yes.
4 or
But
5.
I
Okay.
think 6 or 7 years it's a very good age for starting learning English.
Sure, I think so too. Okay. All right, very good. Let's go to Michael.
Yeah.
Michael, number 2 here. It says, what do you think is the best way to teach English to children?
I think to start to speak with them in that language, parents, I mean, to explain them, I know, basic words like dog, cat, something like that. So, and after that, to send them in school with. It's correct to say to send in school.
Yeah, to send them to a school.
Oh, to a school with how we can say where is, for example, foreign languages like basic.
Okay, where they teach a foreign language.
But not only teach, but it's kind of on the base of school. I mean, for example, English school for children. It's named school. Yeah?
Okay, so yeah, send them to a school that is, let's see, that only speaks English.
But not. They speak a native language, but like they have a, what is that? When you.
We have maybe a couple hours during the day where all you speak is English, something like that?
Yeah, they teach.
Okay. Where English is a focus. You could say, send them to a school where English is a focus.
Yeah, where is inclination? No, we cannot say inclination.
Not inclination. Where, here, check this out. So where English is a focus.
Yeah, so in this kind of school, because I have a niece, so their parents send her to a school with this kind of school, so she learn kind of second language and very, very well.
Okay, very interesting. If you have a way of doing it, switch your TV from whatever native language it is, and if the child watches English, okay, have them, or if they are watching English TV or something like that, they will definitely be able to learn it quicker. That's how we've been doing it with my children, and my daughter, who only spent 6 months in the United States, is already at full sentences now. We've been back together again for about 8 months now, Yeah, and so we had TV for a while, and they just were not practicing their English. And then we switched it, and I was like, all right, TV's gone. You only get to watch Netflix or whatever TV shows we can find online, and those are they are going to be in English, okay? And that's what we focused on. But anyway, so that's been working for us, as well as speaking English in the house. So great, you guys. Thank you for coming to class. It was great to have you all here. I'm going to take a break for a couple hours, and I'll be back for my Everyday Dialogues class. We're going to be talking about plans for the weekend. Okay, so that's going to be our class. Okay, all right, you guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.